Little baby is your client. Yes. Are you tangled in what's erupting right now? Because Georgia looks like she's scheming some fresh. Rico set up for 4 p.m. Don't ever drop a name you shouldn't. You're not in the position to tell me anything. Understand? Understood, sir. So what? Be quiet. Just listen. Tonight's cold, but it's stunning. I feel untouchable. I look untouchable, those earrings. Absolutely terrible. They ruin the vibe. But that Miami Heat hat you're rocking, representing the NBA's greatest, it tells me you've got something brewing. Understand? I understand, sir. But what about Clay and Harvey? The feds are circling, ready to strike Lil Baby with this 4 p.m. Rico after their recent disclosure. And I won't sugarcoat it. We're witnessing the beginning of Lil Baby's downfall. Let me unpack this. What I'm about to reveal is explosive. An NFL player shot in the leg at a San Francisco club. Allegedly, Lil Baby's crew involved. For days have passed. No arrests. That's silence. It's deafening. When the feds stay silent this long after a high-profile celebrity shooting, they're assembling something far bigger. More devastating than anyone imagines. Here's the truth. The attack on Keon White wasn't a random club fight. It was the final puzzle piece federal agents needed to target what they now claim is one of Atlanta's deadliest criminal networks, masquerading as a record label. Lil Baby was meant to be the ultimate Triumph Grammy winner. Billboard charts. That $300 million QC deal Young Thug raged about in leaked calls from the YSL case. Dominique Jones went from Cleveland Avenue streets to the global stage. But here's the buried reality Atlanta PD has tracked for years. They believe he's been financing hits, surrounding himself with killers, preserving an image of invincibility. The shooting of 49ers defensive end Keon White didn't just wound an NFL player. It handed federal investigators the final evidence to justify the 4 p.m. Rico indictment that's been in the works since. 22 adults in our city, and the reckless, cowardly acts. Cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper who crossed into rival territory to film a music video where he knew danger lurked. In the days that followed, 2 children lost their lives, innocent lives shattered by his choices. And you know who you are? That's when the feds began circling. When local authorities hold press conferences blaming a Grammy-winning artist for the deaths of children. Federal eyes lock in immediately. Then 2023 hit, and everything began unraveling for Lil Baby. Leaked calls from Young Thug's YSL case revealed explosive secrets behind the scenes at Quality Control Music. In one conversation, Thug told Mariah the Scientist that QC had sold the entire label to Hive Corporation for over $300 million, including Lil Baby's masters without his knowledge. I'm the only one on that label in the green that don't owe no money, Thug raged. But they pulled a fast one. They sold everything. The masters gone. That was pure betrayal. The plot thickened when Scooter Braun reached out to Lil Baby about buying his masters directly. Lil Baby insisted he couldn't meet without P from QC. According to Thug, Scooter Braun replied, "You don't need P. I don't do anything without P." Bro, then he went around Lil Baby, closing the deal directly with P, cutting him out of millions. That financial betrayal drove Lil Baby deeper into the streets. And federal eyes noticed by 2024, a shooting tied to his crew left 2 teenagers dead. Atlanta police didn't see it as random. They linked it to Lil Baby's music video in rival territory. Every move he made was calculated. A message to rivals, but deadly consequences followed. Early 2025 intensified the pressure. Betrayal, money, stress, and mounting federal scrutiny collided. And then came the Super Bowl weekend in San Francisco, a night meant for celebration. Now the moment that could shatter Lil Baby's life forever, he was just hitting his stride. Starting games, recording his first sack against Cleveland, with an entire career waiting to unfold. Now, a night of chaos at a club threatens to erase all of that. And this is where it gets truly perilous for Lil Baby. Most people don't grasp how federal investigations operate. It's been over 4 days since the shooting, and the feds haven't moved. That's silence. That is not normal. when a celebrity and an NFL player are involved. With multiple witnesses and surveillance footage, arrests usually happen within 24 to 48 hours. The fact that nothing has happened? They're building a far larger, more devastating case. The feds don't play the local police game. They aren't after the shooter alone. They want the entire organization. They see the San Francisco shooting as proof of a sprawling criminal enterprise crossing state lines. San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie said, "Any violent incident in our city is unacceptable, and I hope Keon recovers quickly." I've spoken with SFPD and 49ers leadership. When a mayor is talking directly with NFL execs about your crew that's federal territory, behind the scenes, federal investigators have been constructing a Rico case against 4PF for over 2 years wiretaps. Financial records, surveillance, and witness testimony tying the organization to crimes across multiple states. This San Francisco incident is just the latest but critical evidence. Under federal law, crossing state lines triggers Rico jurisdiction. Rico's racketeer influence and corrupt organizations. KWAS once for the mafia, but now is the Fed's weapon against criminal networks. Here's the catch. You don't have to pull the trigger. If you're part of an organization and crimes occur to further its goals, you are liable. Even if Lil Baby didn't shoot or order it, he faces conspiracy charges. Evidence, multiple angles of footage, shell casings from 2 weapons, and abandoned phone ties back to ongoing issues in Atlanta, creating a pattern of criminal activity. From funding street operations with music money to escalating gang conflicts, the feds see the full scope. One shooting changed everything for Lil Baby, and it's far bigger than just his freedom. The story of a Grammy-winning Atlanta trap star now teeters on the edge of catastrophe. But instead of using his success to lift himself and his community, Lil Baby surrounded himself with dangerous people, allegedly weaponizing his platform to ignite street wars. The hip-hop world has seen this play out for decades. Rappers who can't shed street credibility, who keep killers close to preserve an image, who funnel their influence and money into ongoing criminal schemes. But that authenticity, not worth a lifetime behind bars. No cap. Leaked calls from Young Thug already exposed the betrayal. QC sold Lil Baby's masters for over $300 million, leaving him cut out of hundreds of millions. Thug said Lil Baby was the only one on the label in the green, yet still excluded. Now, Lil Baby faces potential Rico charges that could lock him away for life. Think about that. The federal government has limitless resources, years to build a case. It's the power to flip your closest allies. Surveillance on every move. Once they move, their conviction rate exceeds 90% today. Lil Baby's career dangles by a thread. His freedom, hanging in the balance. The NFL and the 45ers have teams of lawyers scrutinizing every detail. They want charges. They want restitution for Keon White. They want justice. This isn't street politics, it's corporate and federal power converging. The feds let you breathe while constructing airtight cases, wiretaps, financial records, surveillance, witness testimony, and now interstate crimes. That's the anatomy of a Rico indictment. And here's the tragedy. Lil Baby had everything: Grammy Awards, Billboard triumphs, wealth, a platform to inspire millions. He could have been a beacon for kids in the hood, proof that talent and hard work could lift you out. Instead, he risks becoming a cautionary tale trapped by his past. Surrounded by dangerous allies, choices now threatening to cost him everything. The shooting of Keon White might be the breaking point. You can't target NFL players and expect immunity. The league has power, money, and influence. Federal prosecution is coming, and Lil Baby is staring down the storm under Rico. If the feds prove Lil Baby led a criminal organization, he can be held liable for every crime committed during the indictment period. Dozens of charges: murder, attempted murder, drug trafficking, weapons violations, conspiracy. The feds have been patient, but the storm is imminent. Pre-dawn raids, multiple arrests, sealed indictments, cracking open simultaneously. They'll sweep the entire organization in one calculated strike. Lil Baby went from my turn to facing life without parole. That QC deal meant to secure him forever. Now it could vanish into legal fees trying to keep him out of a cell. This is what happens when success can't escape the streets. When influence fuels conflicts instead of uplifting communities. When killers are kept close for credibility over counsel, the announcement is coming. The feds are poised to hit for PF. Lil Baby's freedom hangs by a thread. Years of alleged criminal activity are colliding with justice. Talent and opportunity might not save him. The writing is on the wall. Stay locked in, this story is far from over. Watch closely as the feds close in on Lil Baby and 4PF. Every twist, every revelation, every move could change everything. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe, follow, and witness the unfolding saga before the walls of justice come crashing down.